What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I am your host, Slackers, bringing you guys our next matchup in the upgraded tournament. Yes, we ain't done yet. We still have just a couple of matches. Very small handful of matches, but we are here. We're ready to go. We got the results from last week. Pretty much already know what the results are, but we'll get to that in a second, and then I got some, I don't know, something to talk about, I guess. Usually I should if I'm making a video about this, but yes, we are in the loser bracket championship, which means next week, well, let me explain that in just a second. Let me put up the rules in case anybody's new. If you want to participate, you're more than welcome to. All right, rule number one. Okay, you know what? No, I don't need to read the rules. If you want to read the rules yourself, feel free to go for it. But the only ones that you really need to know and understand are you only get one vote per person, and then the way to vote is down in the comments. Just type the name of the character you are voting for. Plain and simple. That's all you really need to know. But if you want to read the rest of the rules, feel free to pause the video if you need to. But we're gonna go for a little chat here. So yeah, there's a huge raid boss tournament. It's like the raid boss open that's coming up in I think 2 weekends, and I think I might enter that. I just don't know who though. That's the problem. Because then you got like type advantages, you got like the attacking, you got defense, and you got grab. It's like a little triangle. There's a neutral one, which I think is the best way to go. But the ones I want to enter, my personal raid bosses, like there's one, Dirty Bird I'm thinking about. He's grab, but I've seen a lot of people entering the attack ones. And what's bad about that is if Dirty Bird gets matched up against an attacking one, well, he's at a disadvantage for type-wise. But if he gets matched up against a defensive one, then Dirty Bird has the advantage. So it's kind of risky to choose, you know, do I want to try to have that advantage and disadvantage, or should I just go with a neutral one? So it's really hard for me to decide if I'm going to enter, and if I do, who do I enter? So it's kind of tough. But we'll see in due time if I do ultimately enter. But that is it for this one. Let's get to the rest of the video. All right, we back. So we got to go over the results from last week. No more messing around. We know who won, right? No, you don't remember? The matchup last week was between Rayman and Bandana Dee. There, you got your hint. All right, who won this one then? That means Bandana Dee ended up defeating Rayman 37 votes to 28. Rayman has been officially eliminated. But if this makes you feel any better, Rayman fans, he did very well. He got eliminated in his first matchup in the tournament. So that means he had to come all the way through the loser bracket to get to this point. Which, right here, position-wise, he finished in the number 4 slot overall. He's 4th overall. That's really damn impressive, if you ask me. We went over his past matches last week on who he's defeated and all that stuff. So, no. Rayman did phenomenal. He did exactly what I thought. Like, coming in, I would have said Rayman easily was one of the favorites to win the tournament and finish in top 4. That's exactly where you pretty much figured he would kind of end up, right? But we are at the loser bracket championship. So this is what I got to explain, just in case anybody forgot or if there's somebody new. How this works. Since we're in the loser bracket championship, this is a 1 game. Whoever wins this moves back up to the winner's bracket where we have the actual championship game. So let me show you this real quick. So the matchup today, obviously, Bandana Dee taking on Geno. So whoever wins this moves up to the winner's bracket. Hello. There we go. But moves up to the winner's bracket. And that will be next week. But we got to get through this matchup today first. But the winner of this matchup will end up facing Bomberman in the actual championship next week. But if Bomberman loses that matchup next Tuesday, I'm getting way ahead of myself, so I apologize. I'll explain this again next week once we get there, but Bomberman basically has to lose 2 times because this whole thing is a double elimination tournament, remember? So you have to lose 2 times before being officially eliminated. Bomberman is the only character right now that has not lost once. So he's got the easier path to winning because he only needs 1 win, while Bandana Dee and Geno, including this matchup, would need 3 straight victories to win the actual thing. So, oh boy, let's, I mean, we know this is the whole deal, right? We know the whole thing with Bandana Dee, a Kirby rep, first party, much easier to do and work with than third party. You got to get the licensing rights, and you got to negotiate this stuff, and then you got to make sure every little detail is to their liking, which Sakurai does a phenomenal job. Him and his team do a phenomenal job at how the characters represented and what series they come from and all that stuff. Great job. But you still got to work on all those tiny little itty-bitty details, right? Like, I know this is first party, but take first party, for example. There was that thing that came out about Wii Fit Trainer. This was probably over a year ago, but there's an article or his Famitsu column or whatever it was. Sakurai mentioned Wii Fit Trainer's designer, the creator, said he wanted her to seem a bit more, I think, like alive was kind of the term. He wanted the eyes to be reworked a little bit, and Sakurai was like, absolutely, this is why I do this, you know? Like, I want to stay true to the character. I want these characters that we're pretty much borrowing from everywhere around the globe, even first party, I want them to feel like they should feel, and that's great. So, Bandana Dee, again, first party, easier than third party, but we'll see. And again, he's going to know, Sakurai knows all about the Kirby series, right? I mean, everybody knows that. Bandana Dee, great spear user. Get the elemental spears involved. We already talked about that. Got the umbrella or the parasol, right? Use Kirby as the base model for, DLC development if you were to get in. So, I don't know. I mean, he's got some good stuff, right? Bandana Dee absolutely has that potential. He's always been a fan favorite. He's always been requested. Oftentimes, when you talk about Kirby series, not just to Kirby fans, but if you talk Kirby series, a lot of people in Smash Bros. in the community will say, yeah, Kirby series is kind of one of those series that might be lacking, we'll say a little bit. Not slacking, no, that's me. No, lacking in terms of representation. You know, when you look at other characters in other franchises, okay, I don't care about that. The update can wait. But they're lacking, right? They only have 3 characters. That, and then, Fire Emblem, obviously, they have 1,000, and it's like, really? Fire Emblem? When you still got series like Kirby, Donkey Kong, that, like, deserve multiple more reps. I don't know who that is. But they have so much more to offer, and it's kind of like, how are they not, like, and you got to think, Bandana Dee is only a spirit, an enhanced spirit. So it's kind of like, okay, like, he's not an assist trophy. So, I mean, yeah, they would have to make him from scratch, but no big deal. Like I said, use Kirby. Use Kirby as that base model. Totally fine. But, dude, Bandana Dee's got quite a bit. I know lots of people would be happy, but I've seen a fair bit of comments that are like, Bandana Dee just wouldn't be hype as a DLC character. And I completely understand that, right? For, like, me, I think, personally, because I want the character a lot, it would be a hype reveal for me. But I see where you're coming from. It's kind of like, okay, DLC is kind of, really, not kind of, DLC is kind of meant to be real special, right? In terms of what we get. So does that mean, all right, third party? I mean, I'm not saying only third party, no. There's still very high quality first party characters that can be DLC that would be very hype for lots of reasons, for lots of people. But, third party, like, if a first party character gets revealed and it's kind of like, okay, sure. I mean, like, Byleth wasn't hype because it was another Fire Emblem character. Everybody knows that. Min Min wasn't the hypest reveal either. Again, I'm not bashing the characters. I'm just saying, in terms of the mood, the vibe that the community had, they weren't, like, nobody, okay, very, very few people were asking for Byleth. Pretty much the huge majority of the community. No more Fire Emblem, right? We're done. Please, no more. And then they reveal ARMS. Like, okay, ARMS, interesting. It's not really a series that was gaining a lot of traction. It wasn't something that a lot of people were talking about, but okay, sure. Here we go. We're starting off the Fighters Pass with, okay, Min Min, sure. I don't have an issue with ARMS getting a rep. I thought base roster, but again, we already know kind of the DLC, not the DLC, but the development cycles didn't quite link up with Smash Bros. So missed out on that, but DLC nonetheless. So that brings us to Geno, third party, right? I'm always going to bring up this point because it's fair. First and foremost, I am a Geno fan. I do want to see him, but this is a very fair point. If Sakurai, however many number of years ago it was, when Sakurai mentioned that he wanted Geno to be on the roster, he wanted to put Geno as a playable character. If Sakurai never mentioned that, there wouldn't be this huge outcry of support. There wouldn't be all these fans clamoring for him. I truly believe that. I don't think so. Because it literally took me hearing everyone finally talking about Geno to make me go, you know what? Like, I'll be honest, when he was first talked about, when Sakurai first brought him up, I didn't know who the character was. I had no idea who he's talking about. But then I got to play Super Mario RPG. Actually a very good game, in my opinion. Very good game. And like I've said, I grew attached to Geno. Like, he was fantastic. In my party, I love the character, love the design, and all that stuff. Great moveset potential, right? So, cool stuff. I know some people say, oh, great, he's just Mega Man 2.0. It was more than that, but we could talk about that at a different point. But Geno, nonetheless, lots of people, in a way, he'd be very good for Smash Bros. In terms of how it's handled, how the hype cycle. You want, as a company, you want characters that will draw interest from other, especially if you're doing DLC and you're trying to get third party. You want to draw interest from outside fans. You want to draw more people into Smash Bros. Which Smash Bros. They just said passed over 20 million copies sold. That's what? That's crazy. That is some crazy numbers. So, but you want to continue to draw in those fans, right? And if you can continue to capitalize on these big characters that are really big requests, whether you like them or not, I get that Geno has his supporters and then his doubters, we'll say, the ones that don't like him, which is fine. Not everybody likes every character, right? I don't like Dante from Devil May Cry. It's not a game I like, and it's not a character I like. Well, I'm just going to throw that out there, because why not? But not everybody will like every character. Not every character is going to be hype. But in terms of Smash Bros., in terms of Geno getting potentially revealed as that character, huge. Again, more eyes are on this game that we all love, that we all play. That's great. It kind of shows us, for one thing, that Sakurai is Nintendo's picking the DLC, but it shows that they're listening to fan requests. This is Smash Ultimate. After all these years, we finally got Ridley and King K. Rool in the same game. And then, of course, we got Banjo's DLC. Is Geno the next one? I still think there's a big hurdle with Square on whether he's worth it to Square to put in Smash Bros. But if he happens, awesome. If he doesn't, okay. He's not on the roster right now, so I can still live with it. But either way, for this one, my vote is Geno because he's ahead of Bandana Dee on my most wanted list. So, Geno's got my vote. Let me know who you guys got down in the comments. Geno, Bandana Dee, or both. They're all good options. That's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Again, next matchup for this tournament will be next Tuesday. That'll be the Ultimate Championship. But that's next week. Today's wrapping up. Hope you guys enjoyed. And I guess I'll see you when I'm looking at you.